Good morning, everybody. My name is Dave Pluff, and I'm your instructor for Art History 3 at Chaffey College. Art History 3 is a survey class which covers art beginning from prehistoric times, going all the way through the Middle Ages, and we touch a little bit on the early Renaissance, but that's where we stop. Art 5 is going to cover from that point forward. So for Art 3, what I'm going to do is provide you every week with one of these videos to kind of tell you what we're going to be doing this week and what your responsibilities are for this online class. I like to do the videos because it's a little bit more personal than just sending out emails and not even knowing who's behind the class, who your teacher is. So for this week, since it's our first week together, I'm going to go ahead and go over the Moodle site. I'll have other videos as well that kind of go over the course syllabus and other rules and regulations, as well as projects. So when you go to the Moodle site, up above you're going to have the course information box, and that's always going to be at the very, very top. You're going to have two folders in that box or area. The first one is called the syllabus information, and as I click on it, you're going to have 4 items. The first one, and unfortunately they load them in alphabetical order, so the first one's the late policy. Then we have the lecture schedule. The most important form is the syllabus, and then below that are the student success centers. All of these you should download and take a look at and read through. I will have a separate video on the course syllabus. Next is the project information folder, and that's where all the projects, everything you're going to be getting points for throughout the semester, besides the quizzes, that's going to be located here. There's only one item in this box right now, or in this folder, and that's the Moodle project. And again, I'll go over that in a separate video, but this project is really self-explanatory, and it gives you quite a bit of points early on in the semester, so you get a kind of a good jump on the points for the course. So please make sure to complete that this week, and by this week you definitely want to have it completed by Sunday evening. The rest of the Moodle site is broken down into the different weeks, and summer school is only 8 weeks, and that means we have a lot of information to get to you during that time compared to a normal 18-week semester. So with week 1, which is highlighted in the very top portion of the Moodle site, that runs from June 5th today through June 11th. And up above, it covers, this week we're going to cover the class introduction, which is what this video is. We're going to have 2 lectures. One is optional because it is kind of a shortened time frame, and I realize that you know, time is of the essence the first week. Roles of the Artist is that optional presentation. I do have a PowerPoint for you that's audio narrated. The next lecture is very important. It's called Art Before History, which is the first chapter in the textbook, and that's the main material we're going to be covering this week. You do have 2 readings to do. The introduction to the textbook, which is about 13 pages long, and then chapter 1, which is also about 13 to 15 pages. So the reading is fairly light the first week because I figure you still need to get your textbook, and that may take a couple days. Then I have a couple highlighted information, which is the Moodle project is going to be due this week, as well as quiz number 1. Each week for the 8 weeks we're going to have a quiz, and that total points of the quiz is about half of your grade for the course. So you want to make sure that you do complete them. They are open at the beginning of the week on Monday morning, and then they close Sunday evening right around midnight. So it's usually not best to wait and do them last minute. Do them as early as you can in the week. It'll definitely alleviate some stress. Down below I have the week itself cut up into 4 major parts. The weekly communication area is where we're going to be having the video links for this video, for instance, as well as a written portion of this transcript, transcript of this audio broadcast. Below that are the audio lectures. I do like to do an audio lecture for every chapter. Basically, I cover the most important parts of the chapter, the most important images, as well as bringing a few other things into the lecture that is not necessarily in the textbook. So we have two for this week. We have the roles of the artist, and again, that's an optional lecture, but if you have the time, definitely go through and check it out. There's also the lecture for art before history or prehistory. We look at cave paintings and some early stone monuments and such, and early sculpture. We have supporting material as well. These are study guides. What I do is I take the most important images and terms from the chapter, as well as both the terms and the images that you really should know for any of the quizzes or projects that we do in the class. So that's there also for you. It kind of highlights, again, the most important aspects. And then the Moodle project itself. And again, you can find this in the project information folder or right here. It's the same form. I just want to make sure that you have access to it. And again, please complete that this week. Finally, we have the quiz section. And the quiz section is, again, open now, closes the night of June 11th, which is Sunday. The quizzes are going to vary from week to week. This week it's just a very quick true-false multiple choice after you've read the chapter, after you've seen the audio presentation. Go ahead and take that. Again, very, very simple, and it's worth about 30 points. So you definitely want to make sure you complete the quizzes and give yourself plenty of time to do that. They're not all going to be true-false multiple choice. Next week it may be a discussion board. The week after it may be an essay. The week after it may be a true-false multiple choice quiz again. So it will vary, and I will let you know in the weekly notes, or weekly video that I give you, what the format is going to be. And I think that kind of covers the first week. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and also provide a video for you that goes over the course syllabus. The main part about the textbook is what you want to do is, if you can get the new textbook, I think we're using the 14th edition, that would be great to use. And if not, if you want to use an older edition because they are less expensive, I'm totally okay with that. The images may change through some of the chapters, but very, very few of them change. And in fact, I usually think less than 10% of them change. So with that, I know it's kind of a long video. Following weeks will be much shorter, but go ahead and take a look at the syllabus, read through that information. If you have any questions, you can always reach me via email. It's david.pluff@chaffey.edu, and that is on the course syllabus and the written notes as well. Have a great week. I'll see you next weekend.